مرحبا بكم في قناة المشايخ شانل، حيث التلاوات القرآنية والتعاليم الإسلامية الأصيلة والتاريخ الإسلامي الملهم في محتوى يضيء القلوب والعقول. Welcome to المشايخ Channel, where Quranic recitations, authentic Islamic teachings, and inspiring Islamic history come together to enlighten hearts and minds.
Right. Today we're diving into a story that, honestly, it reads more like a myth than a history book. We're talking about the legend of a Chechen warrior, Baysangur of Benoy. The account we're pulling from describes a man who stared down absolutely impossible odds and just refused to break. So let's just start with this. This one line, which is said to be an old Chechen saying, tells you everything you need to know. It sets the whole tone. If all men retreat, Benoffsky remains. I mean, talk about a reputation for pure, unshakable resolve. This isn't just about a brave soldier, it's about the guy who is always the last one standing. So let's get into it. Who was this legendary figure? Well, the source material we're looking at makes it really clear. He was way more than just another fighter in the mountains. And look at all the hats he wore. This tells you so much about his influence. He wasn't just some grunt taking orders, not at all. He was a spiritual guard to the famous Imam Shامil himself, he was a commander leading his own men, and he was this incredible voice that could rally people for jihad. He was really the backbone of the resistance. And get this quote is from Imam Shامil, the leader of the entire anti-Russian resistance. For him to say Baysangur was his sight and arm in battle, wow. I mean, that's about the highest praise you can get, right? It shows he wasn't just a trusted soldier. He was absolutely essential to the entire effort. Okay, so his legend wasn't just about his leadership. It was literally forged in his own body, in the incredible physical toll he endured. The story we have paints this picture of a man who just refused to be broken, no matter what. So first, in one brutal fight, he loses his left eye. You'd think, that's it, right? Time to fall back? Nope. The story goes he just leaned on a tree and kept right on fighting. Then another battle, and he loses his left arm. And what does he do? Apparently just wraps a cloth around it and gets right back to the front. The level of sheer will is just, it's hard to even wrap your head around. And it wasn't over. Later he takes a bad hit to his leg, an injury that would put any normal person down for good. But not him. The account says he would literally drag his leg behind him as he charged the enemy, and that his war cry alone was terrifying enough to make soldiers run. And all of this really points to one thing. His spirit was just as tough as his body. I mean, even after being captured and then released, he didn't take a break. Nope. Within days, he was right back at it, rounding up more men for another fight. His will to resist. It seems like it was just infinite. So with that kind of incredible resilience, you can imagine what he was like as a leader. It translated directly into him commanding in battles that honestly sound completely impossible. Let's look at a couple of examples. Just look at these numbers for a second. His first big battle mentioned in the source, the Battle of Djurgeville. He's got 218 fighters. The other side, 13,000 Russian soldiers. The odds are just staggering. And yet, the result was absolutely shocking. The account says his tiny group fought so fiercely that the Russian army actually thought they were fighting thousands of men. They supposedly inflicted 3,000 casualties. But believe it or not, that was just the warm-up. At the famous Battle of Salto, the odds get even crazier. We're talking 400 of his men versus a Russian army corps of 40,000. And to make sure he wouldn't even think about retreating, the legend says he literally had himself tied to his horse. So, at one point during the chaos, some of his fighters start to pull back. I mean, who could blame them? But Baysangur shouts out this incredible rallying cry. You are fighting for God, so how can you fear his creatures? It was this powerful call to put their faith above their fear. And it worked. His men turned back to the fight, and the impact was just devastating. The source we're looking at claims they managed to inflict around 6,000 casualties on that massive army. But that kind of victory came at an unbelievable cost. Of the 400 fighters who went into that battle, only 9 walked out, just 9. And Baysangur was one of them. And even then, even surrounded, facing total annihilation, his spirit was still unbreakable. He apparently said,
with this kind of grim sense of humor. They have surrounded us. This means the path to God has become wider. And then he just charged again.
The personal price he paid in that one battle, it's just almost unimaginable. In that single fight, the story goes, he lost his own son, 3 of his cousins, and his younger brother. All of them. And he still kept fighting. So, that brings us to the final chapter. After decades of this relentless struggle, how does the story of Baysangur of Benoy finally end? Well, his resistance went on for 28 years. 28 years. He was finally captured in 1861. He was 70 years old, and the story says he was still tied to his horse. They only got him after he'd completely run out of ammo. He was executed soon after that. The account we've been walking through ends with this powerful thought. It really frames his whole life as this example of what true heroism is. The idea being that it's about what you do, not about getting famous. Manhood is a stance, not a performance. His whole life was his stance. And that really leaves us with this one big question to think about. When you hear a story like this, full of so much sacrifice, this almost superhuman toughness and just absolute conviction, it really makes you wonder, right? What is that line? What's the thing that transforms a person's life story into a legend that gets told for generations?